Hello everyone, this is Jim Okrasinski with your last video of the semester. So I briefly want to take care of some housekeeping issues before we move on to the final exam letter. This week we are working on the e-portfolio. The information has been uploaded. I'll get to that course unit in a minute. Your published link for the e-portfolio is due Friday the 8th. Now, your reflective letter, your letter about the social practices and participation, is due Wednesday, the 13th, end of day. That's when everything closes out. Please be aware that many of the assignments and quizzes are going to be closed on Friday the 8th. Some will remain open. All assignments, once again, must be uploaded to Blackboard. That is, the GDoc links must be uploaded. Please, I urge everyone to check Blackboard for comments and grades and check your email. Oftentimes at the end of the semester, students upload assignments, something is not published, something that I cannot view according to the assignment instructions, and I try to reach everybody via email, and everybody figures that once they upload something, they're done. But the idea here is that some once in a while there's an exception, and I can't view a document because it's not in a course folder. A link does not work or has been copied incorrectly. So be sure that you follow up. If I cannot see something, I cannot assess it. Therefore, it's a 0. All right. That being said, let's go to the course units. The chapter quizzes all close out on Friday the 8th. Okay, we are working on the e-portfolio. So I have all the information here. I have some examples here. Also the instructional video on how to build a web page with Google Sites. I do say this is for my 101s. I've had some interesting sites come in from them already this week. So it should be relatively easy to convert this instructional video from a single page to a multiple page site. You just click on the pages tab and sites. You can add a page, figure out how you would like to organize. I'm pretty flexible on this assignment as long as I have everything on the that's in the assignment here. All my bullet points are in the site, right? The blog post should be 500 to 750 words. The reflection should be about 300 words. I'm looking for all of these components. You should label them and include them so it's easy to read, like any website is easy to view. You want to be the audience to find your information quickly and smoothly. All of the components that we've worked on, all the strategies we worked on during the semester really come into play not only with the formal report but also the e-portfolio. All right, so nonetheless, let's get over to the social practices and participation final exam. All right, so I thought about doing some sort of a different final, given our excuse me, given our situation this semester, but I figured we would just be consistent throughout. So it is a final exam. It is in correspondence format. Now, you have written correspondence. Everybody should be aware of how to format a letter. It's an open book text. Go back to the chapters in chapter 8 and 9, I believe, to look at how you format a letter. And your document and your final letter here should be that exactly that. You will be graded. Part of your grade on this will be your formatting. I mean, if you at the end of a workplace writing class give me something that's not formatted in the correspondence, then you have to look at it that perhaps maybe you didn't get out the kind of workplace discipline that you should have out of this course, which really kind of comes into play with your grading on this. All right. So as I say here, we have the components here. Just showing up for class or turning any assignments. It requires responsible interaction with your classmates, instructor, intellectual material of the course. Okay, so this is worth 100 points. So the class sessions, I do have the attendance for all the attendance from the beginning portion of the semester, and plus I have a record of logging in the Blackboard. being prepared with your notebook and textbook? I mean, do you have all your information? Submitting assignments on time in a proper form. I have all the due dates. I have all the submission dates. I have all of my notes and comments, and demonstrating a sense of engagement, not only with the classroom when before we, decided, or I should say right around break when we had to go online, but were you attentive with online activities? Were you posting timely? Were you completing and collaborating with your classmates? Being a constructive and helpful peer reviewer. And I made comment in a couple of videos. I thought that the peer reviews were a little bit anemic for the given the assignments. Especially considering that they were worth 30 points in the readjustment of points since we weren't in class. So the idea here is that you have to address these particular items, right? So, in the letter, you will assess your social practices and participation over the semester and argue for the grade you think you deserve for this portion only, social practices and participation. Your final grade in the class is going to be determined by your efforts and the amount of points you accumulated according to the grading policy. So the final letter must be in correspondence format and address each of the components separately and thoroughly. Consider this an open book exam. Refresh your knowledge of how to format a correspondence by referring to the chapter in a textbook. Since this is a workplace writing course, your accuracy in forming the letter is critical in determining your final grade for this final exam. Support, okay, because you are arguing for grade. Consider this a persuasive letter, like a sales letter, right? So I have everything at my disposal to determine the accuracy of your particular argument. And as I click on the link in the file there, it takes me right to the folder here where we have the final exam, social practices and participation, and all of them. And I already have a couple of students have started to upload their folders here to include their documents. All right. So that being said, this is the final exam. The time frame, once again, in the announcements is through Wednesday. Be sure to finish strong, and be aware that assignments will be closing out on Friday. So, good luck. If you need me, send me an email. Check your email often. Be safe out there, and thank you for a great semester.